So, the microphone is on. Welcome everyone. Glad to have you all on board today. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX live stream. And glad to have you all on board. Wow, lots of people are piling in, and that is wonderful. And I'm sure there'll be a few more. Actually, for Sunday, it's fairly quiet. We kind of noticed that before. Saturdays and Sundays are a little bit more laxed. Some people have other things that they need to do on their weekends. And of course, it being Sunday evening in Europe, a lot of people are going to bed early because they got to work in the morning. And that is understandable. So not a big deal there. Just trying to figure out where the other sound was coming from there, and I already fixed that. Okay, so glad to have everyone here, and that is awesome. And first person in today was that Lizoid with his little period of a dot instead of saying hi. And he gets the cookies. So tomorrow Tom is going to try using a dot instead of saying hello, because one digit flies faster than 5 or 6. So that is awesome. And there you go. And oh, you're a fly on the wall. And all good. Anyway, glad to have everyone here, and it is actually not a bad day today. I hope we can show some stuff. Some of you may have seen my video that I posted earlier about Popocatepetl being a little bit more active, which is quite interesting. And during the wee hours of the morning, it decided to throw out some lava 3 different times, 3 different bursts. So we did have that video posted. And for those who haven't seen it yet, I will be showing that in the stream here, so not a big deal. And we'll get to see it. And let's see, what else have we got in the news? A few interesting breakouts from the lava dams that are around our wonderful Kilauea pond, if you will. And I got to make the mouse work on that. Let's see, show mouse. Oh, that one is showing the mouse, and that one is showing the mouse. Okay, and that should, there we go. So we had some more breakouts right in this area, and we've got some interesting stuff that happened last night, kind of a splash in that area. I've got some video of that little incident as well. But hey, let's get at saying hello to everyone, and we'll start out with work my way from the bottom of the list all the way to the top, and say hello to John and Albagirl and DJ Puff the Third in Canadaska's country, and Lizoid, of course, who got the cookies, and Sue Hayes, welcome back. Albagirl is here, and Adele51 also in the house. Good to have you on board. And we've got Hermione and Fluffy. And, of course, our wonderful Piggy is here. Adele, I got you already. Arizona Snowman also in the house. And welcome to the rest of our moderators as well. There also may be C&D Boy, and as well as Gary 24/7 Live, AZ Skies, and possibly Joseph Fields, Texas, and Lucas Snow. You never know, and they could be hiding in the back. Let's see, who else is here? Sasha is here as well. Good to have you on board. And scrolling up, looking for other wonderful names real quick. And King Colin Deadman is here, and saying welcome, the man of the stream. He's keen. It's Dr. Fox 2000. Why, thank you, sir. And that almost rhymed, except for the Dr. Fox 2000 part. Anyway, scrolling up a little bit more, looking here, and Non-Stick Nick. I hope you slid in for a good time. And Layla is in the house. Who else is on board here? Scrolling up, our wonderful 360, I mean a full circle Florida. And thank you for throwing that launch time in. I guess that'll be during our stream here, but we'll have to kind of improvise or something and watch it later. I wouldn't mind seeing that Falcon Heavy go up. And let's see, what else we got? Going up the ladder, looking for more wonderful names. Wormhand is back. Good to have you on board, Wormhand. And still scrolling up, Judy L also here. And what is all this talk about some jugs? Come on, you guys, keep it clean, keep it clean. Sherry Hewitt came and went because she has to get to sleep. No worries there, Sherry, and thank you for popping in. And going up some more, seeing who else we might be finding on our wonderful list of good people that are in here. We got Judy, we got John, and still scrolling upward, trying to locate others if there were more. And let's see, we got Hermione, we got Layla, Tom Dice, and Tom is here. Pepper is out for a walk. Pepper is taking, I think it's Tom's sister out for a walk. I'm not sure. Sister-in-law, one of the two, something like that. And let's see, still scrolling up. Bill Kimmel on board as well. Welcome, Bill. And still scrolling up, looking for more wonderful names. And scrolling, looking, and I am as far as I can go at the top. I don't see any others up there. There might be some on the bottom that snuck in. And Piggy threw in a nice super chat. Thank you, Piggy. And says, oink oink, glad you sound better, or better. Thank you, Piggy. And yeah, actually I do feel a bunch better. This morning when I woke up, you know, it's like the whole nasal passage stuff is all a whole bunch better. I see Mona Alfano also made it in. Welcome, Mona. And let's see, did I miss anyone else on the bottom here? I hope not. We got Kananaskis Country, and we got DJ. Okay, I think we're good with names. Anyway, if I did not call your name out or say hi to you, I do apologize. I try to say hi to everyone. You can always yell at me if I didn't call your name out, and that'll all be good. So not a worry. Hey, Leo is here. Welcome, Leo. Good to have you back on board. And let's see. I think we've got everyone nailed down. So let's get at things. We'll since we're already looking at Kilauea's Helama crater, if I said that right. We might as well talk about that to begin with. And well, I'll let that little video play right off the bat. Let's get rid of the banner though, and let's get that video to play. And the area that I want you to pay attention to is up on the top area up here. And it was kind of a sploosh wave that popped out. It wasn't much, but I thought it was something of interest, and you guys might like that. So let's let that video run, if it'll go. And there we go. So that happened yesterday at 18:20, so that was well after our stream. And I thought it was kind of nice to be able to see what it does there. So you'll see it at that back location right away, and it's one of those breakouts. It just, the way it broke, it was a fairly large area, and it's about to go. And let's see, there it goes. And yeah, it kind of had a nice wave to it in the back there, and it was a reasonable size. And when we're looking at this, that you know, I'm going to guesstimate that that's probably about 7 or 8 meters in length that popped out all at the same time. So we know that this is continuing to produce a fair amount of lava, as you can see it bubbling up and filling up the areas. And of course, that one was one of the ones that I kind of caught that just watching it yesterday, and I thought, wow, that looked pretty cool. So yep, it is pretty neat, and we like that. So just to back that up a little bit, we'll do that again here and let you see that one more time. I didn't back it up all the way, but we'll let it go there, and hopefully I got it back to the right spot. Maybe a little too far back. Yeah, I think I went too far back. Sorry. Let's back that up and see if we can see it. Yeah, right about here. Okay, we'll let it go from this point here. So, yeah, that lake is getting deeper. There it goes. And kind of a wave function as it splooshes out of there. Kind of cool. And I thought that was neat to see. So just something to share with you guys real quick. And let's get back to the regular one. So we did have more breakouts this morning, and this one was earlier at somewhere around, I didn't write down the exact time here, but somewhere right in this vicinity we seen it pop, and that would be down in the front area here where it broke through. It broke through there again, that same weak spot, and then this area as well, and you'll see that break out right away. So there it goes, or just about. Keep us in suspense. The suspense is building. Drum roll, please. Come on, break. I'm not far enough ahead. Just break already. It'll go. It'll go. All right, we'll go ahead 5 seconds. Maybe another 10. Oh, somewhere around here. Okay, should just about be there. I think that's it right there. And there we can see it going. And there it goes. So that is pretty awesome. And, you know, with the amount of lava that continues to pour into that pool, if you will, it does look pretty awesome and quite interesting to see it do what it does. So very, very cool. Gabby is here as well. Welcome, Gabby. And Grizzly made it in as well. Good day. And nice to have you on board. And let's see, did I miss anyone else sneaking in the door? I think we got all of you. Anyway, that was kind of the interesting thing to see that flow. And of course, you know, it'll bring the level in here down just a little bit, but after a while that will kind of heal itself and rebuild itself as the level drops a bit. It cools and hardens up a little, and then it starts building up behind it again as we have more of that crusty lava push up against it and kind of help rebuild it a little bit. One of the things I wanted to point out here, we do have multiple little fountains all over the place. So we know that the underlying cooler lava has been perforated with multiple cracks, and allowing some of that hot magma to seep its way through those cracks and get up and out and create these little spurt fountains. And that is kind of cool. I like seeing that. And as you can see, this is looking like a hand right now, and it's continuing to grow somewhat. So pretty cool, pretty awesome. Where is that? That is in Kilauea's crater. That is in Hawaii. And, you know, the land where they got the girls with the grass skirts going, ooh la la, no, whatever it is. Pineapples and coconuts, okay? The hula hoops. No, do they have hula hoops? Is that where hula hoops came from? Hawaii? I have no idea. But anyway, Actually, I thought it was somebody in the U.S. Somewhere invented that, but that's all right. Spam Man? Who's Spam Man? Okay, I don't know who Spam Man is. Oh, don't want any spam. Spam is not good for you. You can eat it if you want, but that's all right. Anyway, seeing that, it did continue to pour out of there, and of course it did that for a while to kind of bring that level back down. And once it gets to its equilibrium, it stops flowing, and like I said, it will kind of block itself up and sort of stop a little bit. The planet of Hula. Oh, in the Antares system. Thanks, Frank McLeod. Glad to have that clarification. Fried spam is great. Yeah, actually, I've eaten spam before, and actually I don't mind it. And fried is just as good too. We used to bake it once in a while as well, just to put it in a little broiler and cook it that way. I like a fried spam. Yeah, never mind the sodium content. Okay, anyway, that is pretty cool, pretty awesome. So, I thought that was some neat stuff. I wanted to go around and just see if there was any more big stuff happening there, but I didn't see anything else. And just wanted to mention that this did flow out for quite some time. If we go ahead, this is from 4:49. If we go ahead about an hour, it was still flowing out. So you can see it there, actually kind of a rerun over top of the existing stuff, and some more of those little spurt fountains happening there as well as the other ones continued. And they change spots, so obviously those cracks underneath are allowing it to move here and there kind of thing. And that is a pretty cool. So very, very interesting stuff has been going on there. And let's see, actually I wanted to pop over to the other photos. Of course, this one was from 5:49. That is one of the captures that they did. Let's see if we can get that in proper perspective here. They moved it on us again, did they? Oops, wrong one. Clicked on the wrong button. No, I think I need to hit the other one. Somewhere or thereabouts. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah, every time this thing has that little quiz thing that you have to redo everything, and it kind of messes you up. Anyway, that's what that flow kept on going over top of the existing one that just happened, that kind of thing. So pretty cool. This is from earlier, and we see that as well. Noticed this was a little higher in this particular shot. I don't know if it's just because of the darkness in the crater, or if it was, kind of just because the camera's picking up extra light, or if it did in fact spurt out higher. That is kind of a questionable thing. This one, of course, the thermal, and if we redo some of these, let's go, well, we don't need to do that one, we can do this one here. Oh, here comes the quiz. What are they looking for? They're looking for square. Let's line the square up. Okay, I got it. Success! Yay! All right, so that is what it looks like right now from a little further out. We do still see quite a bit of lava in the lava pond. It's down a little bit, but not as low as it used to be, but it's still down a bit. Yesterday it looked like it was fuller than that, so very interesting. The primary vent here and that Hornito are still definitely smoking, and we definitely have this smoker still going as well. You can kind of see an outline here where that berm is built up in the break area right in there. And I know this isn't the greatest of pictures to see that in, but that's what we've got. The thermal, going to refresh that one as well. And that's what it is looking like right now. You do see this outbreak, and unfortunately that's off camera, so we didn't see that one. This was the one that we just looked at, okay, and we see a fresh one here that poured out quite a bit more lava, and I think that is the second one. And then of course this one is a new one that poured out a fair amount. And it looks like there was an older one here as well, and another one in the backside. So every time it builds those walls up, it has a tendency to fill up and then break through and spill out. And that's going to kind of build a mound in the middle here, and we'll see eventually see a hill. If this thing keeps spurting out the way it does, we'll see it mound up a little bit. And then all of a sudden we'll see a break, and we'll see lava flow further and further, which will be pretty cool, pretty awesome. So we'll keep an eye on that. Here's the B1 cam, which is down in the caldera. And that was from 5:50 a.m. Very hard to tell what's going on there. Let's refresh that one as well. And there's actually a pretty good shot of what the berming looks like. And you can see some of those areas here are where the breaks are starting to happen. And actually you can see lava, hot lava right there. And that is where it broke through this area over here. So pretty awesome. And again, like I say, you know, if it keeps on building these walls up, we're going to see this get higher and higher. And we will eventually see more flooding in certain areas as the dams break, which will be pretty cool to watch, right? So I'm hiding behind Irish Monk. With your cookie. I didn't see Irish Monk come in. Did he come in? I didn't notice him today. He might be sleeping. He was up real late or early, I think, for him. Hopefully he is getting some rest, and he's got some farm duties to do and stuff like that as well. Okay, is Irish in yet? No, I didn't see him in here yet. But anyway, let's put it back to there, and we'll put it back on live so we can see what it looks like right now. And that is what we've got happening. So we are still seeing some flow out of this spot. This is the other one over here that it is still flowing a little bit. And just a little bit beyond it is where the other break was as well. So good things to see, and more to come in the future from this one. And that is pretty awesome. And of course we'll get that back to a full screen there. So pretty cool. Let's see. All right, well, we can leave that guy be. Let's pop over to Iceland, and we'll see what we've got going on there. Just hang on for a second here. I got something going on. Gonna take a look at this for a second. And just need to confirm something. Okay. Yeah, cute. Okay, well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to leave that on my screen, and I can't show that, but I will definitely let you guys have that during the break. It's a link to a neat video, but I can't show it without permission. Oh, hang on, it's DJ's. Is that actually from you, DJ? Is that your video? DJ, do we have permission to show it? I'd love to show that. Okay, thank you, DJ. And then let's do that. All right. We'll see if we can do that. Hang on. All right. We'll work on that here. Give me a second, and just for some humor, it's your video, DJ, so this is not a problem. I'm not going to get a copyright strike or anything like that. Anyway, here we're going to have some fun, you guys. Smile and laugh, and you will enjoy that. So, okay, that is Francis Bacon, the conquering hero of the pub, I guess. So, for a little bit of humor, you guys, there it is. Francis Bacon having a nap because it's a tough day at work. So sleeping in the pub is always a good thing. And I want to go to that pub. Yeah. Oh, that is awesome. And it's Conquering Hero Pubs in London. That is cool. So, yep, Francis the Pig. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. Okay, thank you, DJ, for sharing that one. And since that is your video, that's all cool. And thanks, man. Okay, let's go back to there. I'll save that for later. And let's see what we had there. Okay, there we go. Yep, perfect. Arizona Snowman, thank you. And let's now go over to Iceland, and we'll get that on the screen. I do need to make those a little bigger though, and we'll get at it. And there we go. So, and we'll try that. Let's go here. So for those wonderful people who enjoy Iceland, here we go. And of course, that is our wonderful city of Reykjavik. And that is what we see there today. I didn't actually have too much time to take a look. I did look at the harmonic tremor chart a couple times and stuff like that. It looked pretty nice, but it you know, didn't do anything major though. So let's go back about 9 hours, see what the day looked like in the capital city there, and it looked pretty nice. The sun is up higher as usual. Every day it gets a little bit higher. We can see more sunshine on the peaks of the roofs, and pretty awesome. And the mountains in the background still got some nice snow on them and stuff, but very scenic looking, and I like it, and that is cool. And of course this and the next shot will be both from the Perlin Center in that capital city of Reykjavik. Let's go put this one back on live. That is what it is there now. This of course is the other view. And you'll see the beam going around there, that big blue beam. And no, that's not a ray gun. That is it's the warning beacon on top of that building to make sure that nobody flies into it. And the reason is there's the airport, and that is the regional airport. Lots of people there doing their stuff for a wonderful Sunday. And beautiful beautiful clear skies there. So you may want to consider taking a look at Talk Air Iceland's wonderful stream. There may be some more aurora happening, since we have had some X flares go off on the sun. So it would be probably a pretty cool thing to take a look at later. And let's go to the other shots, and we will go back about 9 hours on this one as well. And this is a view of our wonderful Katla, the volcano Katla, underneath that big snow pile. And it looks pretty nice out there, not too many clouds in the way, and we can actually see it. And that looks pretty awesome. By the way, welcome Earlier I saw the big live, the big breach. Oh, the big breach. Ah, okay. Seen it live? Yep. And I was watching as well. I did see it, Duchess, and welcome. And yeah, so that's kind of what we were seeing there. Even earlier in the day, it wasn't too bad. This is going back about 10.5 hours ago. A little bit of cloud over top, but nothing too major. Lots of snow on the ground yet. And of course, hey, it's winter time there in Iceland. Back to nighttime shot. And this one, of course, is down here on the Reykjanes Peninsula. And that is the one of the geothermal power plants right here. And then, of course, you see the lights of Reykjavik. Or sorry, Grindavik, my bad, Grindavik, and the tower lights here, and they're hard to see because the steam is coming out of the one steam geyser that's located right there. We're going to back this up about 9 hours as well, just so you can see it, and there you go. You can see that steam, the way it's coming out, and that's kind of blocking our view a bit, but looks pretty nice there. There's the power plant and the steam. Actually, they tap into this geyser over here, but there are multiple geysers off-gassing here, this one being the biggest one, of course. So pretty awesome looking, and the city of Reykjavik would be in the background there. And of course, Grindavik is right over there. I know it's hard to see on this picture, but we are very close to the lighthouse, so that is, if you're looking on the map, it's pretty cool and nice to be able to see that. So awesome shot. Let's put that back to live, and there you can see the glow of Reykjavik, and of course, like I said, Grindavik over here, and that is what we've got. So let's see, where are we at? Yeah, we got enough time. 2-minute warning. We got enough to go over and take a look at the harmonic tremor charts really quickly. And like I say, there wasn't all that much happening. We do have a bunch of little spikes in here. This is for Fagradalfjall, our wonderful Ragnar area there, just so you can see it. And boy, this is really moving quickly. I don't know why it doesn't want to behave, but that's okay. Anyway, a little spikes in here, so we likely had some little tremors in the area, and that is what we've got right now, but it is a downward trend, so not seeing any major activity. Let's have a quick peek at the Grindavik one on the way there. We'll look at our Grimsey, and there's a Grimsey, and it's kind of steady as she goes, but moving up slowly, so I'm not sure if that's going to indicate anything major, but it is there. And there is our Grindavik chart, and Grindavik is broken. It's broken. It's kaput. We don't see it anymore. All right, somebody has to go out there and kick it. Alex France, are you here? You need to go out there and kick it. Get out there and kick that sensor, please. We need it to work. Anyway, let's take a look at the other side, though. The other side is Krusavik, and we'll see what that one says. And go from there. And where are we? Krusavik. There is a Krusavik right there. And that's what we've got. Downward trend on that one. We did have a fairly good-sized spike in there, and that is awesome. So we'll have to take a look at our earthquakes and see if that spike correlates to a quake, a bigger quake in our areas. And we'll go back up to our Fagradalfjall here, and just give me a second, and we'll just take a peek. We do see a bigger spike here, so that could very well indicate that there was a larger quake in the area somewhere, and we'll have a look. Anyway, it is a break time, you guys, and before I get bopped and told to go, I better late for your break. Yep, I'm going back to there. And for those good people who are here, please do hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Also, if you're sitting on the outside and you have not yet subscribed, please do consider subscribing if you feel we've earned it. On that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000 here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I'll be back in 5 or 6 minutes. Don't go away. Keep smiling and play nice in the lava. Thanks. there we go. The microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. Glad to have you on aboard. And Piggy says, welcome back, Sir Daddy Foxter. Thanks. Thanks, John and Sasha and Alba and Excellent from Trek 15. Welcome. And Leo says, welcome back to the Boogie Woogie Lava Whisperer. And thanks, Sue and Hermione and Fluffy, who's visiting Piggy. And of course, Kevin Haynes, welcome. And let's see. Oh, wow, everybody else. Cabby and DJ and Duchess of Elements, and I hear you from Sharon Stewart, so that is all good. Excellent. Thank you, everyone, and appreciate that, and glad that you're all here. And I did put that little banner on the screen. I was trying to figure out, though, how to get my outline going with the right color. It's not working for some reason. I don't know where black is. Black should be in here somewhere. Maybe I have to click on it on the bottom or something. Oh, there it goes. That works. A little black outline makes it look a little better. That way we can see it better on the lighter background. That is all cool. Anyway, I'm calling it a lava fountain for now because I have no idea what you really want to call it. Just a eruption? I think it's kind of a little fountain, isn't it? Kind of spurting up. But we'll leave it as that for now. Anyway, glad to have you all here, and let's go over to Iceland and see what kind of earthquakes we had. And there we are in Iceland, and let's zoom in. Total number of earthquakes in the last 24 hours is 35, as we see up on the top of the chart here. So pretty cool. And let's zoom in a little and see where they are. Unfortunately, not in the Fjord area. I'm disappointed. But hey, let's take a look and see what we got anyway. 0.86, 10 kilometers down at 1547 right there. This one very close to the tip of the peninsula, and that is at 1533. 1.07, 5.47 kilometers down. Is that right on the land, or is that right in the water? It's in the water. Darn it, I thought it was right on the tip, but very close. Anyway, there's Grindavik, and of course, for those who aren't familiar with this area, there's Keflavik at the international airport, Keflavik Airport, Keflavik, Reykjanesbær, Yardvik, and the Blue Lagoon, of course, right there, and the power plant beside it, and there's a hotel there as well. And of course, if you go down the highway, there is the town of Grindavik, and there's the two radio towers that we were looking at just a minute ago. Anyway, this is our area where Fjord lives, and that's our Ragnar right there, and of course the Siggy Fisher area is right there. But we're not seeing any quakes in there. Matter of fact, we don't even see any over at Kristavik over here. We've got a very small one on the other side of the lake, 0.3, and it's 5.9 kilometers down from 1815. So I'm not sure where our spikes were coming from. And this one here is a 0.53, 10.4 kilometers down at 322, or 332, my bad. And then we've got this one. From 2124, 0.4, 8 kilometers down. That's actually yesterday's. And then we've got another one here, a 0.31, very small quakes, 7 kilometers down from 1033. Next one over is a 0.9, 5.5 kilometers down, and that is a 5:01 a.m. And here we've got a little cluster. And let's see if we can zoom into those, get the bigger ones first. 1412, we had a 1.6, 5.3 kilometers down. This at 1417, we had a 1.4, and that was also 5.3 kilometers down. Then a 1.1, 5.4 kilometers down at 1419 as well. And this guy from 1412 also 0.7, 5.2 kilometers down. There was one up here somewhere, 0.77, a small guy, 7.6 kilometers down from yesterday at 22:14. And let's see what else we got in the area. We've got a 1 over here, 7.3 kilometers down, 23:42 yesterday. And then a 0.4 down on the bottom coast. That is 5.2 kilometers down from 1616. And this is a Hecla over here, so this one is fairly close to Hecla, but not too close. 12:49 was the time on it, 1.68 in magnitude, 2.6 kilometers down. The other one beside it, a 0.56, and that is 596 meters down, and that was at 4:31 a.m. Getting over to Katla, we did have a bunch there in that area, and they're kind of stacked up. Katla right in the middle. The caldera for Katla is actually that large. It's a very, very large caldera, but let's grab some of these while we've got them split up here. 2.1 surface quake, 135 meters down, 5:02 a.m. The other one is a 2.22, also surface quake, 4:50 a.m. Then a 1.05, also surface, from 5:07 a.m. for him. We'll grab this guy over here, 1.04, also surface from 15:52. This one here, 0.3, 0.4 of a kilometer down, not quite on the surface, 5:07 a.m. These surface ones could be ice movement and, cracking ice, stuff like that, because of weight, etc., with all that new snow. So those are possibilities. Anyway, 1600, we had a 0.53. Again, a surface 135 meters down according to that. And then this one, 0.37, same thing, surface, and 16 minutes after 1 a.m. And then this one down here is from 1241, 0.68, and 6 kilometers down. Hi Sophie, welcome, and glad to have you on board. And let's move up and over a little bit. We see a 0.78, 6.6 kilometers down, 4:13 a.m. for him. This is the latest one from 2144, and it was a 0.9 in magnitude, 11 kilometers down. And we don't see anything right at Grimsvatn. We do have one that's not too far away from Bardabunga, and that is from 2:45 a.m., 1.47, 7.5 kilometers down. This one kind of in between the three volcanoes, and that is from 2:59 a.m., 1.34, 9.9 kilometers down. Sliding up a little bit more. We don't see anything at Astja at all. We do have one just north of Hedebreit, and that is right there from 10:47 a.m., 1.35 kilometers down. Let's see what else we got. There's a 2.11, and that is from 10:51 a.m. and 12.1 kilometers down for him. And then we see these two here, 0.91, 3 kilometers down, and 3:15 a.m. The other one beside it, 0.25 in magnitude, 1.6 kilometers down, 3:05 a.m. for that guy. And a couple out here near Grimsey, and this one is a 1.17, 10 kilometers down from yesterday at 22:11. And of course, Grimsey is this island out here. And there we zoom into it, you can actually see there's houses and airstrip and stuff like that there, as well as a harbor. But nothing major, no big industry or anything other than fishing. Anyway, 21:14 is the time on this 1.5, and it's 10.8 kilometers down. Dyslexia takes over again. There we go. So that's our earthquakes for Iceland. That is nothing really major going on there. Fairly quiet. Well, it was 35. It is now 36 earthquakes for the last 24 hours. But hey, we don't mind that. Wouldn't mind seeing a few more at Fragardalfjall, and hopefully we will in the future. I love that area because it really would be nice to have another volcano pop up there. Anyway, let's carry on. We got enough time to go over to the Azores. And let's see if we can get in there. Got to get my Azores on the screen. There we go. And of course, we see the shining lights down here of the harbor. We are on the island of São Jorge, or if you want to say it in Portuguese, São Jorge. And there's one of the little towns that is on that island. And like I say, the harbor, you do see the lights of Pico Island over there on the other side. That is about 18 kilometers across from São Jorge over to Pico Island, and we can see that in the map right away. And let's go to the other spot where we see the waves crashing in. There's a little bay here, and this is how we tell how rough the ocean is. And I was watching earlier, it was fair. I'm not going to say it's an easy ride. If you got a little boat, you wouldn't want to be out there. But it is there doing its thing. Let's see how many quakes we've got. And I'll make that screen just a tad bigger. There we go. On the 15th, so that's 2 quakes, 1.9, and that came in at 121. And then the other one is a 1.5, and that came in at 1353. And both of those were a dead top on the island there. And we'll have a look at the other map just to make sure. And this, of course, shows you Pico Island, Fayal Island, and Santa Cruz over here, and then Terceira over here with the other volcano that is listed as a yellow in scale. So this one and over there are the suspect volcanoes. Let's look at the other map, and going to refresh this so we get fresh data, and we can have a look and see if there was any other earthquakes. And we'll zoom in, and they're actually showing 3 quakes. 1.6 23 hours ago, and there's 21 hours ago 2.1, yeah, and the 8 hours ago 1.5, and that's what we've got. Yesterday we had one here, so pretty cool. But anyway, 18 kilometers between the 2 islands. I guess closest point would be over here somewhere. So pretty awesome to see that. We don't see anything else happening in the area. The red lines, of course, are indicating the mid-Atlantic ridge and the East Azores fault. If we zoom out a little bit more, you can see a little bit more there. There's Portugal and Spain and France and Ireland and England, and of course Newfoundland and Nova Scotia and New York over here. And then if we go further down, you see Florida, that kind of thing. So that is pretty much it there. And that takes care of our wonderful Azores for today. And of course, the next one on the list, and I am going to actually let you watch. Hang on, let's back that up and get rid of the banner. So stop that, and we will get rid of the banner. Where's the banner? There it is. All right, so this was the 4 minutes perfect. This video is 3 minutes long. It'll work just right. And this is Popocatepetl from in the wee hours from 1:38 onward. There are 3 different eruptions here, and this is the first one. And I was surprised to see that it was throwing out some lava. And this is the first blast. The second one is pretty nasty as well. So yeah. No, Piggy. Okay, Arizona got him. All right. No, hang on. He's still there. Let's get rid of that. Uh-oh. All right, hidden. Thank you. Yeah, Piggy let Arizona do it, and we'll keep it that way. Okay, all good. Here's the second blast, and that was pretty awesome as well. And we see that, and that looked pretty awesome. And well, that one had a lot of lava coming out at that time. And this is something we don't typically see from Popocatepetl. It was a very nice to be able to see that. So, hey, it's all good, Piggy, and no worries. You're just trying to do what we need to do, and that's all good. It's all fixed. So amazing that it got kind of sandwiched here in the in that corner there. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but let's see. Oh, I don't even have a whiteboard working here. Let's go up, and that might work. Right in here, this kind of got caught in that crevasse, so that was pretty cool. And I thought it was neat to see that blast. Lots of lava came out in that particular shot. So very, very interesting and very cool to see. Love the stars in the background too, and it really does show pretty nice. Now I did speed this up because they are only 1 frame per second. I did move it to 2 frames per second just to expedite this just a tiny bit. But yeah, it does look pretty awesome. This third eruption wasn't quite as powerful or strong as the first two, but still, I thought, you know, hey, why not show it? It is there. The cloud formation, very cool, and very neat to see that all the way through. So kind of an awesome shot. Yeah, hurling into the stream. What? Oh, hurrying into the stream. Grandma B, about time you got here. You forgot it was Sunday. No worries, Grandma B. And that is all good. Anyway, that is what we had for that stuff for Popocatepetl. We will take a look at it after the break. I'm going to get you back over to Hawaii for right now. And I am going to take a break. And then after our break, we will definitely see some bacon seeds, and then we will show that other video again that we have, and that was recorded by DJ Puff the Third, and we do have his permission as according to him, so we won't get any copyright strikes or anything like that. And I'm going to turn the volume up so we can hear the grunting noises. And if anybody asks, it's not DJ grunting. Okay, or maybe it is. I don't know. Anyway, let's do that. And for those good people who are here, if you have not yet hit that like button, please do consider that. Hi, Cynthia. Good to see you. And welcome. It's a break time for me. So anyway, hit that like button, you guys. Also, for those who have not yet subscribed, do consider subscribing. It would be awesome. And that's only if you feel we've earned it, of course. And on that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Gonna throw some music back on for you. I'll be back in 5 or 6 or 7 minutes. Don't go away. And I am back. Leo, that thing gets me every time too. That last chorus. Yeah, it's all right. Thank you very kindly for the welcome backs from John and Leo and Hermione and Fluffy and Wonky Donkey saying welcome back, oh Lord of Lava. And thank you, Piggy and Sue and Kevin and DJ and Colin and Alba Girl and Sasha, and I hear you, Sharon Stewart. Thanks for the oink oink there, Arizona Snowman, and DJ, thanks. All right, all good. Anyway, we were going to go listen to, go do the bacon seeds. I'm going to let that other video play first because it's actually loaded on this particular scene that we're on. So I'm going to do that right now. And we will turn up the volume though. So let's listen to the grunting noises that were coming from the pig. And this is, I guess, well, this is not really a bacon seed, but you'll see. And I'm turning the volume up, and there we go. Yeah, 4-0.
Do you have a normal phone?
That's not a quiet sleeper, that guy, but he doesn't seem to mind the noise, so that's pretty awesome. Anyway, that is cool, you guys. So thanks, DJ, for sharing that one. We do like that. That is awesome. And let's put that back to where it belongs, and we'll get over to the bacon seeds, and we will see what we've got. So. Because yesterday I had to redo everything, and it was kind of a chore, so I somehow did lose a bunch of things in here. Like I don't have my Twinkies in here anymore and stuff like this, but it's probably good to have a cleaner start. Anyway, this was the last bacon seed from yesterday, so we're going to see what else Piggy sent us today. And there is Piggy doing her thing, sending our wonderful emails. And if that is what, Tom, if that's what Pepper sounds like, then you got problems. Yeah, it's no wonder you're tired. All that snoring going on. Yeah. Anyway, let's keep going. And here's, speaking of sleeping pigs, here's one. I wonder if that one snores. It sure smiles though while it's sleeping. It looks comfy, and it's got a big belly, and definitely happy sleeper. Pig on a blanket. Yep. And we should get snoring noises for pigs. That'd be pretty cool. I like that. That's, you know, when you see that smile, even when they're sleeping, that is awesome. And gotta love it. And it's got all its piggy toys there with them, so a very content little animal. And the next one, oh, look at the little baby. Anyway, that is a smiling little bacon seed, and we gotta love that. That is awesome, you guys. So a very cute little bacon seed. And yep, it's the kind you want to take home and pet forever, and feed it all kinds of neat things. Another fuzzy piggy. Yeah, they all seem to be fuzzy when they're little. That is cute. And there we go. Let's get our next one. And that is this one. Oh, this one is sleeping too. And smiling as well. They must be very happy and content when they're doing that. Gotta love that, you guys. That is pretty awesome. And I wonder if they all snore. Anyway, next bacon seed is this one. Oh, these two are asleep too. Buddies. And yeah, nice. And again, they're smiling and smirking. So cuddle bugs. Yep, they are very cute. Gotta love it. And let's get our friends snoozing away, double snoozers, and they look like they're happy and content there. And we'll get all pigs are happy creatures. There we go. And look at this guy. He is looking like he's going to charge or something. He's got his eyes wide open, his ears up, and smile on his face though. Gotta love it. A very nice looking bacon seed there as well. I guess that's a lap pig, and that is pretty cool. And yep, next one is this. And Piggy did send another photo in, and we'll have to show that one after this one. This was supposed to be the last photo, but we have one more. And the one on the left side seems to be front heavy. The back end has come up, and his friend is trying to figure out how to fix that, but he's laughing too hard to try to deal with it. So either that or he's charging the other one. I don't know. It looks pretty funny. So gotta love it, you guys. Anyway, let's look at that last picture. That elevating pigs. Well, that front one seems to have his trotters up in the air in the front, and the back one seems to have his up in the back. So one's back heavy, the other one's front heavy. I have no idea. Between the two, it'll be a balance. All right, let's take a look at the last one that Piggy sent to me just moments ago, and that is this one. And not really a little seed, but hey, is that your sty, Piggy? That looks pretty awesome. You need a better window, I think, but that looks funny. And smiling, of course, that is always great. That's what Dr. Fox done done me for my window. No, that's not what we did. You had that split door. Hang on. You got the wrong picture there, Piggy. Anyway, I gotta love it. All right, so let's leave it at that as where it is. And we are going to go take a look at the rest of Popocatepetl and Fuego and go on from there. So, pardon me, don't go away. Let's flip this over and see what we've got. And, I need to change screens. I forgot to set that up first. Okay, get that back to a full screen there. And that looks pretty awesome. So we already seen the video, and there were a few more eruptions about an hour ago. There was another one from Popocatepetl where it was billowing out fairly heavily, and I'm just progressing this 5 seconds at a time here so you can see what's going on. And that looks pretty awesome. And it kind of did the same kind of thing yesterday as well, as far as throwing out some of the extra stuff. It does look pretty nice and clear there in Mexico. So for all the people there, they probably had a good day. This one was at 12:42 their time today. not bad. Just a little puff there though. And prior to that, we had some other big ones, but most of them were fairly small in there as well. So nothing super major, other than the bigger ones from last during the night. This one is actually a little bit on the larger side here, and this was at 10:25. I don't know if this smoke was from a previous one. I didn't get a full opportunity to go back and review every blast that came out of there, but this one was fairly large as far as time, and it was like a multiple shot. You see some of the very dark gray material there in the second or third stage of this eruption, and looked not bad, and it kept on going. So they're becoming longer duration and a little bit more material coming out every time, and that is kind of a good telltale sign that this thing might be getting ready to give us a little bit more of a show. And it kept on smoking for the most part, you know, for most of it. Let's see, there's one here just right around the morning hours, 7:13 a.m. We see a fairly nice one, kind of a golden color. So that is a pretty cool. Piggy, after all, I am peeping Tom. A peeping Tom. Uh-oh. Oh, Tom. What are we going to do with you? Anyway, that's about it. We did have a few more little puffs into the night, but we already seen those in the video, and the ones prior to this was, of course, the ones with the lava being thrown out. Some of them were pretty good shots, but it did continue to do its thing. And of course, this was the one here with the I don't know if this is the second or middle shot, or this might be the last one that we had on the video. So we don't really need to go over it again, but that is what was going on at Popocatepetl. It was pretty awesome to see that, and we do like watching the lava come out. So very cool. Now, all in all, because I was so busy watching Popocatepetl, I totally neglected to see what it was like at our other one, and that is Fuego. So let's go over to Fuego. I'm going to put this back on live, and let's take a look at Fuego. I'm going to make that one bigger as well. And it was hazy, and I did check a couple times, but it was cloudy when I did check. And Popo was indeed doing, Fuego was indeed doing some off-gassing as well. And I don't know if this haze is from an earlier eruption or what it's from. I'm just kind of checking back. There was some other pops here as well. This was at 1:11 p.m. that one, and a little bit of material flying down the hill. This one was at 12:15, but they're relatively smaller pops again. And here's one about, let's see, right around here, 11:35, and there was like a continuous pop, I think. Let's see, yeah, there was, because it popped right away after this again. Kind of taking puffs, there it goes. And pretty awesome to see more of that puffing up. And notice it's going the opposite direction from where it normally goes. Usually we see it heading off to the left. Today the wind is blowing it to the right. So pretty cool, and gotta love it. And then there was another, a bigger one a little earlier. That would be right around here somewhere. And that one did actually, let's back that up. You can see it threw out a bunch of material. You can see it spraying out on the sides here. So we know there is ejecta coming from that, whether it's rocks or just lava, tephra of some type. Anyway, lots of dark ash. So we know there's chunks of stuff in there. Tephra for the most part. You can see a lot of the dust being raised as the stuff is tumbling down the hill. So pretty awesome. And let's see if we can see a little bit more of this. I think in the early morning hours here we had some that were kind of just, well, I wonder if this one was a bigger one. No, that wasn't that big either. Usually I like to see right when the change color from a color to or black and white to color. This one should be an interesting shot. This is in the wee hours, 6:07 a.m. And there you can see some of that wonderful lava being ejected. And typically that's what we don't see during the daytime because of the amount of light involved. And thank you, honey. I can explain the email. Oh, okay. No worries. All good. All good. Anyway, that one did not look too bad. And if we go back a little bit earlier there, we had another couple of little incidents where it popped out right around here. Let's see if we can get to it. It did have some haze and cloud in there. Okay, there it is, erupting. So pretty awesome. And let's see. Okay. All right, Piggy, you go rest. Okay, and take care of yourself, please. And we understand you got some pains there that you need to take care of. So please just sit still or lay still and rest and do what you need to do there, and be good. And you guys be nice to Piggy. She's got some owies she's got to take care of. So anyway, Piggy, good night and rest well, and stay still. Try not to move once you get into a comfortable position there, and that'll be all cool. Anyway, that is what we were seeing from Fuego. So it too was doing its thing. This is back to live on Fuego. Looks like the air is fairly stagnant there right now. Most of the dust and stuff is just hanging there, which is all okay. But we'll see what happens in the future. And we'll put it. We'll go to our next one, and I did load up Messiah, since the other volcano was always kind of a dreary thing. Looking at it, just seeing the plume coming towards the camera, and I figured we'll throw Messiah back in here. And of course, we can't see down into the hole right now. Usually, we see kind of a curved bit of the lava down on the bottom, but we're not seeing that. I'm going to refresh this one. This one was from yesterday, so let's see what we got from today. About the same thing, so we're not going to see it way down into the bottom of the caldera, unfortunately. And that one was from 1624, so 2:24 their time this afternoon, and that is down in Nicaragua. And of course they update these photos every 5 minutes. For those who are interested in this, they do have a whole website that you can go to, and here's the link for there in case you want to go there. And if you shorten it up and get rid of from the V Messiah onward in that link, just shorten it up to where it says webcams or webcam to that point, and then it'll bring up the whole list of volcanoes for you. So, oh, Juliet, you missed the bacon seeds, darn it. and we had such good fun with them, and we even had the snorting what was it, Francis the pig, on there, and it was a live shot. So I should have maybe go back and have a look. We're just about to take a break anyway. Before we do, though, I just want to hit on Villarrica and in Chile real quick. And of course, more ejecta being thrown out of Villarrica. And that is something that they were kind of looking at and saying that, hey, it's happening. So a seismic manner accelerated a few minutes after midnight, at 11 minutes after midnight local time, resulting in an increased frequency of lava fountains from the summit vent, and the paroxysm is episode shot glowing hot juvenile lava fragments up to the purpose, perhaps as a few 100 to 150 meters above the crater. And I'm wondering if they got their English wrong, or I'm just not reading it right. Anyway, European ESA Copernicus provided a satellite image, and let's click on these images. So this is what we had going on there. That looks pretty cool, and 100 to 150 meters in height. And this is the from the SO2 emissions from Villarrica down in Chile. So that is it for there. We'll go back to that one. Looks pretty awesome, and we'll leave it as that for right now. I'm going to put that back on Popocatepetl so I can find it. It is time for me to take another break, you guys. So for those people who have not yet hit that like button, please do consider hitting it if you are enjoying the show. And Juliet, this is your opportunity to go back and see the bacon seeds. I send you an email with a short vid from my late cat, Puka. She always watched VolcanoX live stream with me. Yes, you may send it. I don't know if we can put it on today. We'll take a look at it though, and if it's not too long, we should be able to do it. We'll see. Like I said, if we might have to do put it in for tomorrow. I may have to line it up properly, depending on the format and all that stuff, Juliet. So I'd love to. So if you want to send it, go ahead. Just don't send anything too large, and we'll see what we can do. All right, for those good people who have not hit the like button, give it a quick bop. Also, if you're sitting on the outsides enjoying the show and you feel we've earned that, please do consider hitting the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell notification so you know when we're on. On that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I'm going to take a break, and I'll be back in about 6 or 7 minutes. Don't go away, keep smiling, and we put you back into Hawaii, into Kilauea's crater. Play nice in the lava, okay? Here's some music. I'll be back. go. Microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. Glad to have you all on board. And good to have you here. And Juliet, I got that video, got it loaded, so we'll show that right away. It's just a short one, so we can do that. Thank you for the welcome backs from John and DJ, I think, if that is a welcome back. And Sasha and Albagirl and Sue and Kananaska's Country, and I hear you, DrFox2000 from Sharon Stewart and Mona Alfano and Ola from Porto, Buenos Dias, or is it Noches there, George Couteau. And thank you, Hermione and Fluffy. And there we go. And let's see what we can do. And anyway, so we'll take a quick look at Puka. Not a Poppet, Puka. Puka. And let's see. It's a very short video, so pay attention. I don't know if there was any sound. I didn't have the sound on for it, but let's take a look and see. It apparently is watching on the TV and what's going on, so pretty cool. Bueno notte. Okay, cool. And let's take a look there. There's a Puka watching the screen, looking at earthquakes. Aww, that is awesome. And that's it for the clip. That was a very short clip. I'll play it one more time there. There you go. And that is a wonderful Puka. And Puka wants to be a volcanologist. And hopefully Puka will get to be a volcanologist in pet heaven and do its thing. So awesome. And thank you for sharing that, Juliet. Very low sound. She was looking at the arrow, of course. Things are moving, so very cool. Thank you for sharing that, Juliet, and I hope everyone is okay with that. Anyway, let's carry on with, maybe in pet heaven, you got it. Let's carry on with our volcanoes. Of course, our next one on the agenda is Merapi. And Merapi, I don't know, is it going to make us happy? It's in clouds. It's been in clouds all day, or night, and day, and night. And it's still in clouds. Of course, it's the rainy season there. And that is what we were seeing. So, yep, clouds, and more clouds. And there's nothing I can do about it. So I will leave that one be. That is the live shot right there. And you can barely see anything. Maybe some jungle down here with some misty forest. So let's go to our next shot here. And of course, she was 15 and a half years with us. Wow, and that's a long time. And here is Mount Ruapehu in New Zealand. And that is a lovely shot. Let's see if we can fix that, though. There we go. And we'll go back and see if we can actually see it today. Sometime there was a little bit more visibility. Well, a little bit. Earlier in the morning. No, it didn't really accumulate too much cloud. We got some blue sky here, but not where we want it. Yeah, going back a little bit more. I don't think we're going to see it. No, too many strands of a cloud. Oh, hang on. Maybe a very early morning shot. We might be able to see something. And yep, there we go. Some stars above it. You can actually see the mountain in the moonlight. And that is pretty cool. So that is Mount Ruapehu in New Zealand. And unfortunately nothing happening there, and some nice stars above and some lights down below. So pretty cool. Let's put that back to live so we can find that later on, and I will fix that. Let's go to our next shot here. And of course, this is Taupo's charts. So we're going to refresh that. Boy, that refreshed quickly. Click on the chart and see there, we open it up and it is quiet. So probably a very good thing, and very, very quiet. It looks like it's quieter than it has been for a long time. So pretty awesome to see that. And yep, not much happening there at Taupo. If we go take a live shot and see what we've got going on, there of course is the webcam from the Suncourt Hotel and Conference Center, and of course you see the wonderful caldera, which is the lake, and you can almost see Mount Ruapehu hiding in those clouds in the back there, right in there, that one. So there it is. So pretty cool. And yeah, it does look nice there, except for they're driving on the wrong side of the road. It's okay. We won't hold it against them. It is what it is. Anyway, we will leave it as that. I just want to go back to here, reduce that, go to our next screen. And of course, that is going to be this one. Let's make that a little bigger. And that is Semeru, and I didn't do a capture on it the other way. Typically, let's see if it shows. No, it's only got the one stream running today, so that's what we've got. Unfortunately, we don't see a heck of a lot in this. If we go back a little ways, we do see Semeru did have a little bit of lava flow again, so very interesting to see that. Unfortunately, they too suffered from clouditis, and there it is, lots of clouds. And of course, it being the rainy season there in the Indonesian and Philippine areas, that is to be expected. And you can see those were even heavier. And as we back up, you can see that weather system moved in and kept things not viewable. So that is what we've got going on there. And let's see if we can go over to Japan real quick and see what we've got there. Let's see, where's my Japanese guys? And that would be there, and we will be able to see what's going on there. So, all right, let's pop over to Japan, and we'll take a look. Oh, that's not Japan. I clicked the wrong one. My bad. Well, it's going to go over there. There we go. Ice cream boat is in, and that is awesome, you guys. So if you need an ice cream, you can run down and get one. That is not a problem. And you can, whoa, I'm on the wrong screen for myself. There we go. You can see it right there, of course. There's the boat, the big antenna on top. And you can run down. It's down the road here, down there. Turn at the corner and go down to the dock. You'll see it. Anyway, there's our volcano over there. And let's have a look at, whoa, hey, that bird was close. Let's see what we've got. Holy buzzards. There's a few birds there. I wonder what they're doing. Oh, boy. I hope they're not circling, because there's something down there. Anyway, looks like they are catching some of those thermals right at the beach, and no, those aren't seagulls. They are a different kind of bird that they have there. They don't seem to have seagulls. These are black eyes with yellow on the sides. And welcome back, Leo. You had a phone call. I hope it was a good one. That said you got a raise or something. I have no idea. And all cool. Now, looking at what we had, though, we didn't see a heck of a lot because, again, inclement weather for the most part. But we do see what looks like a little bit of a glow right there. And it's hard to tell with these lights reflecting off of the camera lens. So if we go back a little bit more without the lights, I didn't see any glow. Maybe just a tad right here. It's hard, really, really hard to tell in that shot. And I don't think there was anything major coming out of it other than just ash and gases for the most part. And again, during the night, not very visible because of the cloud cover and so on. So if we go back even further, this is now at 23:48, so just before their midnight hour. You can see how much cloud there is, as well as, you know, it does look like there's something coming out of the volcano, but hard to tell. Very, very hard to tell. So definitely not penguins. Sue, I don't think the penguins fly too well. Anyway, so you're right, definitely not penguins. Not sure how much of this is from the volcano, but we do see a very dark gray skies. Now going back a little bit further, you see that plume going up, and again, it's hard to tell what's actually coming from the volcano and what's actually not from the volcano, because if you got heat rising into those clouds, you do see that can cause rain to come down in those areas. So it's kind of a weird thing going on there, but slow and spread out plumes from what we see, and it's of course heading towards the camera, so it's a little bit difficult to tell what it is. Anyway, putting that back on the live, and there's some more of those wonderful birds, and pretty yeah, hard to see correctly. You got it, and Juliet, very difficult, really. It is very, very hard. And if we go to their close-up cam, oh, I don't even have that loaded. Never mind, because it was such a poor weather. But yeah, those birds, they seem to have some yellow on them, and it's kind of neat to see with the way they've got it. So pretty awesome. Pardon me. And let's quick peek over at Suwanoshi Jima. And that is in, down south of Japan on one of the Japanese islands. We do see some smoke coming out of the volcano, but also some clouds going by. So very difficult again to judge how badly it is off-gassing. I'm moving the clock back here. That's 6:11 a.m. Looks like it was pretty rainy there. And if we go back into the nighttime, 4:19 a.m., hard to tell. I don't see any glow from the volcano itself. If we go back a little further, and again, still nothing visible. So not going to worry about that one for right now. And that is kind of it for him. Let's go to this one here. And of course, that is Mount Fuji. And no show today. And no, Mount Fuji is not visible, and it wasn't even visible yesterday either. And they've had that big rainstorm going on there as well. So we will leave those guys be. Let's pop over to Yellowstone, and there is a Yellowstone National Park. And let's see, yeah, we got some geysers, geysering. And of course, Yellowstone is one of our super volcanoes, but they do have over 500 active geysers there at Yellowstone, and that is pretty awesome to see. And we do like that. For those who want to take a look at that, this video is embedded into their website. DJ just brought up the link there for Yellowstone Park, and you guys can click on that link and be able to go there, bookmark it if you like, and have a peek. They do have maps and the still shot cameras all over the place there, so lots of different things to look at on the website, and very worthy of having a peek. All right, on those friendly notes, we already talked about our wonderful Hawaii, so no sense in going back there. It is break time, so I am going to go take a break. please hang in there. I'm going to put you back onto a Yellowstone for, Kilauea for right now. And that is good there. And I'm going to go have that break. After the break, we'll take a look at some earthquakes. And then we'll continue on with volcano map and SO2 map, and then some weather. So that's whether or not we like it. Anyway, on that note, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Please hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Also, if you're new and you haven't subscribed, sitting on the outside peeking in, please hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you on board. And don't forget to hit the bell notification. And of course, that is only if you feel we've earned that. And on that note, I'll be back. Don't go away. Keep smiling. And play nice in the lava. And there we go. I was trying to turn that microphone on. It didn't want to turn on. It is on now. Welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to have you on board. And of course, I'm your host, DrFox2000. You're watching a VolcanoX live stream. And thank you from John and Sasha and Leo and Alba Girl and Sue and Linda Shoop saying hiya. And Hermione and Fluffy. Excellent. Thank you, and glad to be here. And I hear you from Sharon Stewart and saying, I hear you, Dr. Fox. All good. Okay, so that is cool. Anyway, let's get at our earthquakes and see what's shaking. And no pun intended. Oh, yes, it was. Never mind. Let's see what's shaking. Anyway, there's our earthquake map. First thing that is of interest is the big yellow, or sorry, a big red dot. This one. A 6 magnitude, a 6.0. And is it a Nias or Nias region, Indonesia? Let's zoom in on that so we can see where that actually is. Just in between the island and the other island, and that is a pretty big shaker. Shake, rattle, and roll, and I bet you they are with a 6.0. That will definitely shake the whole area there. So that is a fairly large quake. Anyway, happened 15:30 minus 7 hours UTC, so whatever that works out to. I'm just going to give you the times I read off of here, so if you want to subtract 7 hours, you can. Anyway, 48.1 kilometers down, and I am sure they would have felt that in that area. That is the first big one I see over there. I do also see another red dot over here, which is of interest. Mariposa, California, 3.5, and that happened at 15:51, 17.1 kilometers down. And that is a fair-sized quake, and typically not a region where you get the quakes. Usually you have them here on the San Andreas or back behind the mountains. But that one is here, kind of similar to this guy here, but a 3.5 fair size, so definitely something going on, some movement there. Also see some more larger ones here in Texas, 3.5, and that is Texas, not New Mexico. If we look at the map correctly, put it on the street map, well, hang on, maybe it is New Mexico. Yeah, let's zoom in. It is too. Just right beside that road. Maybe somebody crashed their car, but hopefully not. If we click on that, we see it's 7.7 kilometers down from 1312. So here I thought it was in Texas. Just about, eh? We do have a couple here in Texas, though. 2.5 there from 10 minutes after 7 a.m. and this 2.6 from yesterday at 1903. So they are there. They are still happening in Texas. Anyway, let's put it back on the satellite view so we can continue on here. We got that one. We see this one, kind of an odd location, and that is what is it? 4.5 north of Honduras. So just right on the fault line. Belize is here, and this is Honduras here, and that is where that happened at 1937 yesterday, 10 kilometers down. I don't usually see them there, but hey, let's grab it and go with it. And let's see this one here, 4.3 from Colombia at 10:59, 9.5 kilometers down for him. And this one here in Peru, again on the opposite side. Normally they're on the mountains, not further over, and that's kind of odd to see it further inland, but hey, I'm not the one who does these. So 4:27 a.m. From 165.8 kilometers down. We don't see any other ones down on the bottom. Let's go over and see what's shaking, and nothing in New Zealand. We do see this guy here, 5.0 in Fiji, 10:09 is the time, and 573.4 kilometers down for him. This other one definitely in Fiji, 4.6, 610 kilometers down from 10:36. And then we see a bunch here in Vanuatu. They are really shaking it up. 4.8, and that is yesterday's at 21:32, 151.3 kilometers down. The next one, 5.2 from yesterday as well at 22:32, at 24.6 kilometers down. This next one is a 5.6, and that is from 5:04 a.m., 32.4 kilometers down for that one. And a smaller one up here at Santa Cruz Island, 4.7, 51 minutes after midnight, and that was 156.6 kilometers down. And sliding over, we don't see too many more there. Let's go up to where Ibu and Dakono are, and they're having some shaking good times too at 4.9, 8:59 a.m., 138.5 kilometers down for that guy. The other one, 4.5, and 32 minutes after midnight, 71.5 clicks down. We already looked at this 6.0 in Nias region there in Indonesia. That's 48 kilometers down. Let's keep going up into the Philippines, 4.8 and 5:28 a.m., 10 kilometers down for that. And that is, 5:28 a.m. Marianas Island region, 4.7. And that is yesterday's 23:18 is the time on that one. Moving up, Izu Island region, 5.2. And this is from yesterday at 21:42. 396.2 kilometers down. North end of Japan, we see this one, 4.9, and that is a 9:25. It was the time on that, 56.9 kilometers down. Kuril Islands, here's this one, 4.7, 6:15 a.m., 65.4 kilometers down. So things are definitely shaking around the world, and here we have this guy, Tajikistan, and that is a 4.2 from 6:55 a.m., 140.9 kilometers down. And sliding over a little bit more, I wish Piggy was awake. I wanted to warn her. We have another one here, and that is just at the end of the Arabian plate, pushing onto the Anatolian plate. And that is a 4.7 at 20:36 is the time on that. We'll likely see some more quakes over here for Piggy in the near future. Anyway, that's 10 kilometers down. And then we've got this guy here, and Albania, 4.1. And that is from 14:45, 10 kilometers down. I don't see any other ones other than this one on the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. 4.7, 42 minutes after midnight, and that is 10 kilometers down according to this, so pretty awesome. And all good. Let's see, puts Twinkies in a lounge for Arizona Snowman. All right, guten Abend, Klaus. I see you snuck in there, and I hope there's still a lava cookie or two left for you. Anyway, that is our earthquakes. Let's take a look in our wonderful Canary Islands, see what's shaking there. And I need to refresh that one. And there we go. And that is refreshed. Going to zoom back out. I want to see what's up north. And we see these ones. They are from 2 days ago. Yep. That is 3 days ago. This other one 3 days ago. Not going to bother reporting those. Those are up there on the East Azores Fault. We did see this one yesterday, and that one was that 3.4, and that's Frontiera Island area, and that's where we've seen that. Looking for what we've got here, this new one is on Tenerife, and that is a 1.0 from 7:15 a.m. and their time. And let's see if we get rid of that. And don't believe there's anything. Nothing. the people of La Palma would have slept like babies. No shaking whatsoever. And that would have been awesome for them. So looking good for those guys. Let's pop over to the volcano map. Going to refresh that so we have up-to-date data. And there we go. Get rid of some of these wonderful ads that they put in here. And of course, this is from volcanoesandearthquakes.com. You are more than welcome to go have a look at those places. And let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, doesn't look like there's too much new stuff here. Just cruising through Vayarica, Copeju, and what's this? Yep, normal, Lascar still there, Sabancaya still there, Sengay, Cotopaxi, Orange, and of course we are seeing Reventador, the one that's been throwing out a lot of SO2 as of late. And let's see, the other one, Cerro Negro, still a yellow. Percy still showing a yellow. Navedo del Ruz also still there. And Fernandina out in the Galapagos still there. Recon still there. Messiah, Tolica, and San Miguel, a yellow. And of course, Fuego, a red, and his buddy. And then Popocatepetl, and of course our two over here, Pele and Sofrier, and that is those ones. So that is pretty normal. Looks like the Aleutian Islands are pretty normal as well, and nothing new there. Kilauea and Mauna Loa on Hawaii. Quick peek down in New Zealand, still a Taupo, still a yellow, still showing. White Isle is showing as a yellow as well. We still have Tofua in the Tonga area, and of course Yasur, and then we have Eoba, and the other one is Gawa. I hope I got that right. Gawa. And these other ones here, not going to list every one of them, just too many to list. They are all pretty normal. Luolatok still there. Semaru still doing its thing. I don't see any more news from Ijan, or Ijen, I should say. And there we go. And Dijen, I hope I said it right. That one. That's a new one for us, so we're going to keep an eye on him. That's Merapi beside it. And of course, Krakatau there, and then Carinci, and Marapi, and of course up here, Sinabang, and then of course Barren Island volcano way up in the north. All right, Ibu and Dakono, and then we've got the other ones, the old stuff. All still showing as an orange, nothing new there. And what have we got out here? Ahai still there, and Iwo still doing its thing. Nishimoshima, there we go, is still there. Suwanosi Ajima doing its thing. Sakura Jima is still on the map as well, and our friends up in the Kamchatka region are still pretty normal. Let's make sure Erebus is still down here. Yep, it is. And Heard Island volcano still showing and going up. Looking at our stuff here. Madagascar area still there, and normal stuff in Africa. Nothing has changed. And looking at Etna, Volcano, Stromboli, and Campi are still there. And unfortunately, nothing in our wonderful Iceland. It's quiet. We need a volcano there. Anyone who wants a volcano there, give a big smile in the chat. That's what we want. We want a volcano there. A volcano and a smile would be good. I'd like to see that. And it doesn't even have to be anywhere right in there, but definitely some kind of an eruption would be really, really cool. So I'd like to see that, you know. And we need to get a hold of those lava workers. They're all sitting on the beach in Hawaii apparently, and there we go. Everybody wants a volcano in Hawaii, or no, in Iceland. I'd love to see a volcano in Iceland right now. So I'd prefer one right in Eruption because that's a really good location. I wouldn't even mind if it was over in the other area, a little bit further away there in, what's our other guy over there? Hang on, let's turn on the, there we go. That's a Eruption. This one, Kruševik. I actually prefer not to have Kruševik because that's getting a little too close to Reykjavik. But Eruption would be ideal. You know, it really, really would. And that is all cool. Hey, Grinzed, good to see you. And Janice, good to have you on board as well. All right, and there's smiles from Hermione and Fluffy too. Okay, so that is good for that. Our volcano maps, I'm going to back that off a little bit. And I turned on all the volcanoes here just so you can see where all the dormant ones are sitting. And of course our ring of fire is all the way around here, and you can see where it is. And we really haven't seen that much action as far as heavy eruptive volcanoes as of late, and that would be really, really nice if we could see something new. And I would really like to see something in Iceland, and that would be a nice, or even in North America for that matter. I'd like to see something happen there, but again, it has to be somewhere where it's not going to bother or hurt anyone. I don't like to see people put into perils and of any type, but we do enjoy watching the volcanoes pop. Anyway, let's go over to our next screen, and that will be our SO2 map. And if I can get that refreshed and on the screen right away, that'll be good. We can do that before the break. And there we go. We've got it refreshed. They lied. There was no snow this morning here. And of course, they're saying a snow for tomorrow morning. Well, we'll see during the night. Anyway, looking at our blue in North America, not a bad level of blue. We still have fairly high SO2 here in northern Ontario, and we are still seeing a fairly high, SO2 there. And here in Alberta, with the southeast wind, that kind of pushed everything back over top of us. I'm hoping that we'll get some more southwest wind to push it away, and that, of course, is what I'm actually blaming my sinus infection on. Anyway, not bad looking there. Sneaking down, we see the circulation here in Mexico is kind of keeping that air still, and they are having that SO2 sit right over top of Mexico City. And of course the extra output from Popocatepetl is doing them in, and we still see the pluming from the stuff in Nicaragua and Costa Rica, and that is going into the Pacific. Same thing goes for what we've got here in Colombia, and these are still leftover clouds, hoping that they're going to get some rain there and wash that out of the sky. Most of this is still coming inland from Chile and going into Argentina, and then out into the Atlantic, and of course population stuff here from Brazil. And looking at again, going through what's happening with all this SO2 down here in the Antarctic is because of the snow melting. And of course during the winter time, what happens is SO2 is trapped by the snow, and the snow that is melting close to the edges of the ice pack is melting, and we are seeing the gases being re-released, and that is what's happening. The snow captures the SO2, takes it down, drops it in, freezes it, and then lets it up again once it melts. So Anyway, New Zealand, a White Isle volcano, some SO2 from it. And I don't know if Leo's got its barbecue going or not, but there is a little bit more SO2 right over Melbourne, and that is suspicious. Anyway, I'm wondering. I don't have that picture anymore. I wish I did. Anyway, no barbecue today? Okay, fine, Leo. I'll blame it on the refineries. Let's see. Yeah, we got a spy camera. What's this one looking at? No, that's looking at some beach. What are we going to see at the beach? Some naked girls or something? They got some interesting beaches there, so pretty awesome. Anyway, yep, going up a little bit more. And we do see Tofua still doing its thing over there. And okay, not so much from Yasur, but it looks like Aoba doing a bunch of SO2 there. And not quite as much coming from Papua New Guinea area. We see here in Indonesia still a fair amounts. Luolatok from this area, and Semeru from in here. Now Semeru had some new friends there, so I don't know if they're helping. And some of this, of course, coming over from Jakarta. So this is all drifting this way right now. So it's hard to tell which one is giving off all the gas. We do know, though, that it does start over here with Krakatau. And, of course, we do see the new ones over here, Mar, Rapi, and Kerinci, doing their thing as well, adding to it. So that's what we've got. Ibu and Dakono continuing their fine work there. And then we go up and we see very little coming from these guys. Yeah, I'm going to finish the map. Thanks, Kevin, for reminding me. And Suwanosi Jima, not so much SO2 today. And we do still see what's coming from there in Sakurajima in Japan. Of course, China is still producing a lot of SO2. A little bit more output than yesterday in our wonderful Kamchatka Peninsula from all of those guys. We'll leave them be. India fairly heavy with SO2. And sliding down here, looking at what's happening. This circulation still sitting right on top of South Africa. So they're kind of getting their own poison. That looks like a heart. Wow. Hopefully they're okay there. And they'll heal up. Anyway, in Democratic Republic of the Congo, they're still doing their thing. This little spot right there, Urta Ale, not very much coming from it. And the refineries here in the Middle East from Iraq and Saudi Arabia and Iran, that is all there. And looking at what we've got coming from Etna in Sicily, not that much, but we do see a little coming from Stromboli as well. I'm not sure if too much coming from a volcano there. Europe, not that bad looking. They do have a pretty good handle on what's going on there. A little bit coming out of Iceland. The aluminum smelters probably working overtime. Or the heaters, because they have to heat everything up. It's cold there. Anyway, we're going to leave that be. After the break, we will come back and we will do the weather map. And that'll be cool. So for right now, I'm going to put you back over to Hawaii. You can watch the lava fountain continuing to flow in Kilauea's crater. And I will be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. Going to take a break, let my voice rest, and stretch my legs, all that stuff. Don't go away. Thank you. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't done that yet. We're not at 100 yet. We got to get it up there. Please. Thanks. And there we go. The microphone is back on. Excellent. And thank you everyone for sticking around. Welcome back. And of course, I'm your host, DrFox2000. You're watching a VolcanoX live stream. Thank you, John and Sue and Sasha and Leo and Alba Girl and Kevin Haynes. And I hear you, DrFox2000 from Sharon Stewart. And Hermione and Fluffy, and Cananescus Country and Grenzed. Cool. All right, we can get at it, and let's do our weather map. And I did not get a chance to look at any cold spots, so Sue has got the upper hand on me today. Anyway, our screen froze. Well, it did. Let's see if it'll come back in a second. It's changing colors. It's doing things weird. All right, let's look at the world. Anyway, quick shot at North America first. And yeah, it's so cold up there. The screen froze. Anyway, looking at what we've got here. Alaska, top half, very cold. Same thing with most of the Yukon and Northwest Territories. And then we get over into none of it. I don't want none of it. British Columbia doesn't look too bad, except for the northern portions, and they are somewhere around the 0 mark. Pretty cool for what we see there. Vancouver all the way up to 8 or 9 degrees. Not bad for right now. And out on the rock where Bob is, he's got about a 3 or 4 out there, I think. Here in Edmonton, only -4 right now, which isn't too bad. Calgary at about -3. And Swift Current, where's that? There's the Moose Jaw. Swift Current's got to be around here somewhere. There it is. -7 there in Swift Current, according to the map. So there you go. And looks like it's colder there in Saskatchewan. Winterpeg coming in at about, Winnipeg coming in at a -4 Celsius. But the northern portions of their province are very, very cold. The same thing with most of the area there above Hudson's Bay. Very cold. Northern Ontario doesn't look so bad. The eastern portions are much colder though. Looks like Toronto only at about -2, -3. London about -4, -5. A little colder down on the handle. And Detroit a little bit around -5. Chicago about +2 or 3. So Tom is having not a bad day there with Tom and Pepper. And of course we go out here, Montreal coming in at -11, and then we've got about a -11 out in Quebec, and probably about the same all the way along the St. Lawrence Seaway. Looking at Cole Harbor coming in at a +1, almost in the tropics. If this cold would go away, this warm would get in there, and they'd get up to like 12 or 17 or something. Halifax at a +1 as well. So pretty cool. Sharon Stewart, wow, thank you for gifting the 5 member pack there. That is awesome. And look at all those good names getting it. And that is pretty very nice of you, Sharon. Sharon Stewart. I'm just writing that down. And that is an awesome gift, Sharon Stewart, and gifted 5. Thank you very kindly, Sharon. And Matt, Jen, and Hank, and Karen, and let's see, who else? Susie got one, and LOL, Gemma, Super Kitty, and Dave and Claire got one. That is awesome. Nice to see that. And of course, getting back to our weather here, we see Newfoundland has a little bit warmer temps, almost in the tropics as well. But Labrador, my God, they got -28, 29 up here, and that is not so good for them. Let's take a look at the other side of the continent, going over to Portland real quick. We see about 7 or 8 there, Eugene about 8 as well. Sacramento a little bit warmer at 11. San Jose 11. Getting down to LA 14 degrees, 13, 14. That's not too bad. Death Valley coming in at a balmy 16 degrees. And that whole valley has got some warmer temps in there as well, up to about 19. Mexicali at about 18 right now. Las Vegas 12, 13, and seeing about 15, 16 there in Phoenix. Tucson a little bit colder, and they're only at 12. Looking at Albuquerque, and they made it to about 7 today. Down in San Antonio, we are seeing about 20 degrees. Down on the bottom here, only about 22 for the high areas. A little cooler there in Corpus Christi as well. Houston, about 19. Austin, 19. Dallas, 18. And we slide over. It gets a little cooler on the other side. Looks like Florida is not the place to be. 13 degrees in New Orleans. Mobile, Alabama is 11. And Tallahassee coming in at 9. Burr. Miami only at 13 or 14. And that's not so good. Orlando about 10. Jacksonville cold as well as 8. Atlanta only, well, at least they're not freezing. It's 8 degrees there. Charlotte, North Carolina, about 7. And Grandma B's house, about 4 degrees. So hopefully that's not too bad. Mind you, it is winter. We got to keep that in mind, you guys. So that's what we've got. A little cooler there in Philadelphia, New York coming in at 0. And we are seeing Boston at about -1. So that's what we got. This low here, I don't know what it's doing, but it's helping keep that cold area in there. Looking at the Baja, we see the cold is trying to trip its way back down, but it's not making it. We got a lot of warm wind blowing in there and trying to keep it warm. It looks like a lot warmer in most of Mexico. Mexico City made it to 17, 18 today. That is awesome. Acapulco somewhere around 28. Not bad. Cancun only at 21, 22. Not so good for them. That is pretty cold for a vacation spot. And looking at South America, of course, Venezuela, we're seeing good 30-degree temperatures. Looking at what we've got here in the Amazon, that is not bad. Of course, it's early evening there, so 25, 26, 27, that's not bad temperatures for those guys. And Rio de Janeiro, 26 right now. Sao Paulo over here coming in at 22. And looks like anywhere from about 23 to 28 there in Paraguay. And Uruguay is probably about the same kind of thing. Actually, yeah, roughly. And looking at what we've got in Argentina, anywhere up to about 32 degrees, depending on where you are. Bottom here by the cold areas, 6 or 7 in the mountains, but coastal areas a little bit warmer. Seeing a nice 20-degree temperatures. Buenos Aires are coming in at somewhere around 28 degrees. Not bad. Let's slide over to New Zealand to see what we got cooking there. And looks like the western coast a little cooler than the east side. And Christchurch coming in at a beautiful 22 degrees. And let's see, 24, 25 down on the bottom end. And looks like very, very nice. Thank you for bringing up Taupo at 21 degrees. That is right in here somewhere, and that is not bad. Wellington showing at about 19, and Auckland coming in about 22 or so, and Grinzed's house about, I guess, probably about 20 or so, and all good, finally, cool. That is awesome. Let's see what we got in Tasmania, 16 at Hobart, and some warmer stuff through the rest of the area there. And let's see, weather for Melbourne, Australia. I'm showing 21 on the map here. It says 19 on what Leo brought up. Thanks, Leo. And I don't know which one is lying, but it's probably about 20 degrees. And Adelaide coming in at 22. And we are seeing about 25, 26 there in our wonderful Sydney, and Brisbane about the same, 25, 26. We do see some heat in the interior. At least it's not that really heavy-duty 40-degree heat they had a few days ago. And only about 19 in Perth. This, what is it, a low over here or a high? Yeah, that high is bringing up the cooler temperatures. And there we go, 34, 35 up in the northern areas of Australia. So pretty nice. Should be about 28 degrees there in Fiji. It's always 28 degrees there in Fiji. And let's see, about 27, 28 there in New Caledonia. Pretty obvious, 27, 28 in Vanuatu as well. A little cooler in Papua New Guinea. They're not hitting that big 30-degree mark today, or 32. So they're probably relaxing a little more. And going over, we see some of the areas are fairly cooled down compared to what they had, and relatively nice temperatures there for early morning, and that's what is to be expected. The same thing with Bangkok coming in at about 21, according to what Sue brought up there, 23, so probably about 21, 22, 23, somewhere in there, depending on where you're standing. And Manila, 24, 25 in the Philippines, not bad. And again, we've got that weather split there in Thailand, or Taiwan, I mean. And there we go, going up. And Japan, again, getting a little cooler. We see single digits in most of it. And the coastal areas slightly warmer, so not too bad. And Kathmandu is coming in at 5 degrees Celsius. Ooh, okay. Tokyo is about a 6 according to this. And up in the north here, Sapporo coming in at, what is it, a -9. That's the snow capital, where they get the snow that's like 20 feet deep in every snowfall. And anyway, if we see what we've got here in the Kamchatka Peninsula, I don't want to look at it. It's too cold. And let's go down here. India not faring so well. Delhi only 5 degrees. They got to be freezing. And the bottom half of India not bad. Sri Lanka a little cooler today. No 24s or 25s. We do see a couple systems out there. And the Indian Ocean looks like a pair of eyes looking at us. And Madagascar, pretty normal for this time of year. Cape Town coming in at 20 degrees roughly, and not bad in southern Africa. That is pretty normal. Central Africa doing fairly normal as well. Still very cold in the Sahara, as well as up there in Cairo at about 12 degrees. And a little bit, I don't know if we want to call it warmer, about the same there in UAE and Oman and Yemen. Yeah, they're really not that much different than yesterday, from about 17 to about 20 degrees. And a little cooler in Yemen. I don't know why it's always cooler there, but maybe it's the mountains and stuff. Anyway, bottom or east end of Turkey still ranging from about 7 to about -7 to -12. And let's take a look and see what Piggy's weather is. And Piggy is probably got about, it says 11, 12, 13 maybe. Sue brought it up. That is 12 degrees there. Good night, Kevin Haynes. If you're leaving, take care. And that is pretty cool. Well, actually, it's pretty nice for this time of year. It is winter after all, and there should be about 6 degrees in Randazzo, there in Sicily. 4 degrees it says. All right, so the map again a little bit off. That's okay. Sliding up a little bit more. We got Naples coming in at about 14. Rome made it to about 11 today. A little warmer than yesterday. And let's see, Bologna, my 5 degrees. Up here, Milano is 4 degrees, and that's not so bad. And we are seeing not that warmer weather in Portugal or Spain, Madrid, 4 degrees, a little on the cool side, but the coastline seems to be a lot warmer. I bet you they're getting storms though. And France looks like it's a little bit cooler, and that warm breeze is not pushing in like it was yesterday. So we are seeing that low sitting here in the strait, and hopefully it will move out of there and go away. Anyway, 0 in Munich, Frankfurt coming in about 3, Cologne about 5, so that's about what Amsterdam would be too, and Brussels as well. Same thing with a little cooler in Luxembourg at 2 or 3, Berlin coming in at 4, Hamburg coming in at 5, and let's see, Copenhagen also a 5 up the north there. Oslo making it to -4, Stockholm coming up to a 3. A quick peek at St. Petersburg, 1 degree, and Moscow coming in at a -5. And looking at Irish Monkland, Doolin probably about 2 or 3 degrees right now. Dublin on the other side, 1 degree. And what did we see? 3 in London. We going up to Leeds, only about 1 degree there, and it looks like it's below freezing up there. 0 in Glasgow and Aberdeen, about 1, but a lot of cold below 0 temperatures in Scotland. And let's look at what we've got here. Boy, this is a cold area, and I think they are freezing. -12 degrees Celsius. Thank you, Sue. And that is what we're seeing in Iceland. It is turning into an Iceland. And that is what we've got for right now. Let's switch over to precipitation. We'll give it a quick go and see what's happening. We've got a fog in Alberta, snow in British Columbia and various places, the western coast, all the way from Mexico all the way up to the Alaskan Panhandle and Alaska as well, getting a rain for the most part, and sliding over a little bit, some snow up in northern Saskatchewan, and of course Manitoba and northern Ontario getting snow. No snow in the Great Lakes regions, which is probably good. And looks like more ice rain for Sue. Sue, are you getting ice rain? That is not good, that stuff. And that low needs to go away. I said that yesterday. It's still here. How come it didn't move? And yes, okay. So yeah, that is really bad. Hopefully it's not going to accumulate too much. And we see that they are getting at those warmer temperatures out there in Newfoundland. Well, they're paying the piper for it with moisture. And of course, looking at California, they've got that low sitting there as well, dumping more water in there, and dumping a heck of a lot more snow into areas like Reno and those places. I heard they had a lot of snow in Flagstaff in there in Arizona. That's the place. And snow in New Mexico, Colorado, and those places. And it looks like Idaho has got some as well. And ice rain spots all the way through. And looks like clear launch weather though for sending rockets up. No major storms there. In Florida, going down through Mexico looks pretty clear. Getting into Central America, looks like Panama and Costa Rica have got some of that weather, but not that bad. And we see the rainforest, of course, going to have rain. What do you expect? It's a rainforest. And of course, Sao Paulo getting some more rain there as well. I'm surprised here that we've got some rain falling in those very hot areas there in Argentina. That is interesting. And down on the tip of Chile, it is pouring by the looks of things. Now let's get over and take a look at New Zealand. Not so bad weather there. A little bit of west coast, South Island rain, and maybe Grenzed's house is getting some rain. I don't know. Maybe, but that is what we've got. Rain in the forecast for whom? Who's getting rain? And anyway, there's rain everywhere. Good night, Leo, if you're leaving, or good day. Take care. Rainforest, raining in the rainforest? Yeah, go figure, eh? What a strange concept. No rain for Leo. Leo's good. Very little in bottom end there of the southeastern corner of Australia. We do see some out here in the southwest, and of course more stuff up in the northern area, and that of course from Brisbane on north to be expected. It is a rainy season in that jungle type areas, and we see that throughout the Malaysian areas, Philippine areas, Indonesia, and definitely in the Philippines. Sliding up, looking at Japan, they are getting nailed with all kinds of different weather, and see Japan still holding some snow blowing across from that cold air from Russia. And of course here we see that low with a couple of like a double low in here, causing that snow to fall up north. And Kamchatka getting piles of snow. Don't go there, you'll get buried. And we see the Indian Ocean. I mentioned before that we've got two eyes happening here, a couple of lows, big storm systems, and then here more rain in the rainforest areas of South Africa. And Madagascar is pretty much a rainforest too, and some portions of it. So looking pretty awesome there. Let's take a look in this area. Cyprus getting a storm still sitting on top of it. And no rain for Piggy right now, but they may get a little bit there. Looks like it's dry in Sicily. Italy getting some more rain. Northern Italy definitely getting some rain. And looks like some rain in Sardinia. And we see up in the northern portions of Portugal as well as Spain, definitely getting rained upon. And looking here, that low still sitting there in the strait, and that is curling around. That is going to create all kinds of bad weather, and that will end up moving northward. Hopefully it won't create too much bad weather for those people. They've already got enough rain. It can ease up now. We do see Western Germany and some of the rain there in Luxembourg and Belgium, and of course Amsterdam, or not Amsterdam, Holland I mean, is getting some rain. Denmark also getting rain. Southern end of Sweden getting rain. Northern portions full of snow everywhere, and Santa Claus is going to come. And going over to Iceland real quick. It's eased up, not so much snow, it's probably too cold to snow there right now. Anyway, that is it. We see some more snow in Greenland. Build up those glaciers. We need them, and that is it for our weather. Let's take a look real quick for our cold temps, and I am going to guesstimate here. I see a minus 41 down in Antarctica, and Antarctica is a minus 41. I mean, that's okay. So that is all right. Let's see what we've got up in Greenland, which is really white right now. It should be called White Land. And let's see what we got up here. Minus 46 already. Let's see, 46, 47, Dewey here, 48. Where's my 47 gone? It was there, I seen it. All right, I'm going to say a 47 because I seen that on here. It was there. I went over it somewhere. I probably moved too quickly. Oh, there it is. Minus 47. Nothing colder? No. Let's zoom in on that. Oh, now we lost it. Okay, minus 47. I guess that's cold enough for there. Okay, let's see what we've got for our Canadian Arctic, and that should be cold. It should be somewhere around here that we see those colder temps. Already a minus 49, a minus 50, and let's see if we can find something a little colder. Oh, hang on, a minus 52. And I don't see anything else there. Minus 52, and that's pretty cold. And minus 50 over there. Let's see. Warmer. A minus 47 there. Okay, I think a minus 52 is about the coldest we're going to see there. 48, 50, 51, and anything colder in this region? No, I don't see it. No, I think a minus 52 over here was about the best we're going to do. And wherever that was, minus 52, somewhere right in here. I seen it. It was here. I know it was. I did have it on there. There it is. Again, there. Minus 52. All right, I'm going to stick with a minus 52 for there. And let's see, unless there's something colder in one of these other islands. Minus 4. No, that's not cold enough. Nope. Warm, tropical almost. Okay, let's go to Siberia and see how cold we can get. And whoa, we're already a minus 56 there just by moving the mouse over top of it. And boy, it's cold there in Siberia. Very, very cold. All right, let's see, where is it? I see. Let's zoom in here a little bit. Maybe I can find something colder. Minus 54. Let's see. Minus. Nope. What about up here? Minus 49. No, too tropical. Minus 51. 52, and we had colder further down here. 53, 54. Oh, there's a 56. Let's check this region. Minus 57, minus 59 I seen. And what about if we zoom in a little bit more? 58. Where'd that 59 go? There's a minus 59. Minus 60. All right, that is plenty cold. Anything colder along there? No. I am going to go with a minus 60, I think. That is plenty cold for me. Unless there's something that I missed. Minus 52s. Oh, just imagine living in a place like that, you know, like holy. That is just incredible. Somewhere along these cold regions. No, I'm going to go with minus 60 for Antarctica, or sorry, for Siberia. Minus 60 Celsius, unless I can find something really quickly here, but I don't think I can. And there we go. So how did I do? And what did Sue have? Okay, Doc finds minus 41 in Antarctica, minus 47 in Greenland, yep, and a minus 52 in Canada or northern Canada, and a minus 60 there in the Siberian. And Sue found minus 63. Burr. Oh, the rest are matches. Oh, cool or cold. Yep, a Sue for the win by 3 degrees. And yep, that is pretty awesome. So yeah, I don't know where you found that minus 63, but I don't want to go there. That's all I know. I'll stay here in Edmonton at a balmy minus 5, and that is awesome. So very cool or cold there. Anyway, we'll zoom that back out. Let's turn some heat back on by going to a volcano and enjoying some heat. So that's it, you guys, and that's all we've got. We've got one bunny there in Bunnyland eating, or while he's sitting in front of the thing. Anyway, real quick shout outs for the super chatter. Piggy is the only one today. And also Sharon Stewart gifted a 5 membership pack. Thank you very kindly to both of you, Piggy and Sharon. That is awesome. Thank you very much. And thank you all for being here, for participating, and glad to have had every one of you on board. And thank you very much, and hopefully you'll have the rest of your Sunday to be safe. I know it's Monday in a lot of places, and hopefully you'll all be good. For those who didn't see the breakouts and stuff, please, you can go over to 2 Pineapples. I guess he threw a couple of videos up there. So C&D boy, if you can drop 2 Pineapples link real quick, would be real nice, and just go the exclamation 2P, and that'll work, and that will make that work. And thank you, and you guys can go over there and have a peek at those, and make sure that you say, hey, came over from Dr. Fox's. Anyway, on those friendly notes, thank you everyone for being here. Been a nice show today, and hopefully we'll be able to see more wonderful shows in our near future. Tomorrow, of course, back to a regular streaming time for weekdays, and that is starting at 5 p.m. my time, 7 p.m. Eastern, and whatever that works out to over there in the other side of the pond. Hopefully everyone will be able to make it. And thank you all for being here. Thank you to our moderators, Arizona Snowman, and Piggy, and C&D Boy, and Gary 24/7 Live AZ Skies, and Joseph Fields, and Lucas Snow. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the moderators. You guys have done good, and all cool. And on those friendly notes, only one thing left to add. Please, please, everyone, make sure that you tell your loved ones that you love them tonight, for tomorrow is never promised. Good night, everyone. Take care. And I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. We'll see you all tomorrow. Take care and good night. Oink, oink.